And welcome in to another edition of A Closer Look. I am your host, Dwayne Nelson, and with me I have Aaron Murphy, and he is with Good Samaritan Ministries out of Johnson City, and it's so good to have you here.
Yes, sir. I'm blessed to be here.
Absolutely. We all are blessed. I just want to throw that in there right now.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit, and the folks, a little bit about Good Samaritan Ministries.
Well, Good Samaritan Ministries is a nonprofit 501c3 ministry founded on March 8th, 1985 in Johnson City, Tennessee. And it started in the basement closet of a local church.
Wow.
It started giving out food, helping out with utilities, rent, and other basic necessities of families and individuals in the community. And to now, serving at least 9 counties and having 2 locations. So Good Samaritan Ministries is big into serving the homeless and homeless prevention in Upper East Tennessee.
And there is a big problem. A lot of folks don't realize this, but there is a really big problem with homelessness.
Yes, sir. It's a huge problem. And it's a huge problem with people facing homelessness every day. Last year we had over 160,000 homeless prevention cases. So we were able to keep a good number of people off the streets. And we see people every day that come through our doors with a lot of needs, food, clothing, shelter, wanting to keep their water on, their lights on. And it breaks your heart. I mean, these are real life people. The other day I was working late in the office and I looked outside across the street and I saw a handful of kids digging through the trash can, looking for food. And it's just, it's reality in our region. And people, they're big in helping in long places far from our country, and I have friends who support missionaries overseas and things of that sort. But the United States is a mission field too. We have people in our backyard with great needs, and we need to start looking at our own area, our own backyard, and start to give where we live. Give where you live, because there's a great need right here.
Well, a lot of people talk about it, missions and the mission field, but a lot of times that mission field is right here at home, and getting churches involved. How can churches get involved with Good Samaritan?
Yeah, not just churches, but businesses. They can get involved by doing food drives. Do a food drive for a month or a couple weeks at your local church or your business or organization. Do a food drive or come volunteer. We need help organizing our food pantry. I mean, we have one of the largest food pantries in a 75-mile radius. And the food pantry is much different than a food bank. We do immediate distribution. We see ourselves as frontliners, like Marines. We do hand-to-hand combat with hunger and defeating hunger one person at a time. But they can come volunteer. They can come and wash clothes. We have a shower facility for homeless men. They can do visits for the elderly. We drop off food boxes for the elderly. We and go by and pray with them, spend time with them. So there's a multitude of ways for those to get involved, because there are times you may not have a monetary gift to give, but you have your time, and time is very valuable. But I really believe, Dwayne, there's a Good Samaritan that lies in the heart of every person to help that one, to be that Good Samaritan in the life of someone that has a great need.
And businesses can tell their employees about it. Churches can talk to their congregation about volunteering and about becoming proactive instead of reactive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For instance, this summer we have our annual summer food box program where we are ramping up to feed over 1,000 children and their families. This program is a big deal for our community. In our region, we have some schools that are close to having children who are on free reduced lunch. 100% of their students on that subsidized program. So during the summer months, when these kids are out of school, where are they going to get that free breakfast and lunch? The parents can't provide it. Other sources of help are not able to meet that need. So Good Samaritan Ministries, we partner with the community to make that happen and provide enough food for that child and their family for a month. You could donate $35 and I'll provide food for a child and their family for 1 month. You can donate $105 to Good Samaritan, and that'll provide enough food for a child and their family for the entire summer. And realistically speaking, it costs more than that, but we have partnerships with businesses and other entities to offset that cost. So trust us, trust Good Sam to be your missionaries here in your backyard to make sure that the resources are getting in the right hands. We have a strict accountability system. I mean, you just can't show up and get a food box, Dwayne. Mm-hmm. You got to provide your income, your level of income. We want to see your driver's license, social security card. You go into a database because there's an electronic file that is associated with your name after you come into our doors that is accessible to everyone in the community to see if you've received help, because there are those that are not being accountable. They're going to one church, getting a food box, and later that day they go to the other church and get a food box. They're going to one business or entity to get the same power bill paid 3-4 different times in the same month. But we go the extra mile. We'll call the power company. We will look at your income level to see, why are you in this situation? Well, I see why you're in this situation, because you're renting a couch, Xbox or a PlayStation and a flat screen. Let's send all that stuff back to the rental store. Let's cut out the $20 a week in cigarettes. There's your money to pay for your light bill. There's your money to pay for your rent. So we sit down with these people one by one and do our best to give them a hand up rather than a handout. We pray with them. We counsel them. We're very involved in the lives of the people that come through our doors because we want to see lives change. We really do.
Well, and the thing that really impressed me in what you're talking about is you're helping these folks to help themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's something that a lot of places, like you say, just don't do. They hand it out, but they don't take the time with the people to try to show them and sit down. So you actually have a kind of a counseling type atmosphere that you bring these folks into.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're doing our best to partner with other ministries, churches, to say, hey, trust us with a portion of your benevolence budget for the year, and allow us to get these resources in the right hands, because you don't have a social worker that's geared towards sitting down and assessing the issue. We have licensed, trained, and degreed social workers at our offices who are, they're like hound dogs. They're going to sniff through and find the root of the problem and say, look, this is what's going on, and we're going to help you. And let's see where you are next month. But there are hard cases that we deal with. When you have parents who make bad decisions and they're habitual in making bad decisions, and they have children are punished by the decisions the parents make, and that puts us in a hard situation, because we don't want the children to sit in the dark with no lights, or sit at the dinner table with no food. Right. So in those cases, we do our best to make sure the child is fed, and by making sure the child is fed, make sure the parents are fed. But children are very important. We want to invest in our future, the future of our nation, the future of our country, and making sure these kids have food, clothing, and shelter.
Do you find that the way that you have this system in place that is helping people with financial needs, not just giving them what they want, but showing them how to reach that goal that they're trying to attain, are you finding that folks are really taking a hold of this and going with it and learning from what you're able to show them?
Oh, yes, sir. We have tons of success stories of those who have come to us with no place to live, one pair of clothes on their back, one pair of shoes on their feet, and now working jobs, playing very important roles in the community. People who have come through by way of generations of broken homes, now having families and raising their children, getting them plugged into other communities that are holding them accountable. And now, when we see these things happening, it creates an inner high, an inner sense of joy. And you're like, thank you, Lord, that this person, they really are now not here in the receiving line, but they're in the giving line. Those we help, they turn around and come back and volunteer or give.
Wow.
We got a lady who was on our summer food box program for years. Now she's giving. She's giving that $35 for a month during the summer for a family, because she knows what it's like. But this line of work is not easy. It takes a toll on you after a while. And myself, along with the staff that I work with and volunteers, we take time to and set it aside to pray and debrief. Okay, what did you experience today? What did you go through? Let's talk about that, because it breaks your heart. When you're meeting people with these needs and they've heard a lot of no's. No, we can't help you. No, we can't do this. No, we can't do that. Or we don't have that. And they're looking for that one yes. And we want to be that one yes. But the only way we can be the one yes to the help they're seeking is that we have the help of the community. And the community has to come in and pray with us. There's 4 ways to get involved, Dwayne. Pray for Good Samaritan Ministries. Pray for our community. That God will provide. Second, advocate. Tell somebody about Good Samaritan Ministries and what we're all about and what we're doing. Hey, we're missionaries here in Upper East Tennessee. I didn't know about East Tennessee until God sent me here. I'm a construction project manager by trade. I'm a licensed engineer. I worked many years traveling around the United States building multi-million-dollar hospital facilities. And now I'm in ministry, and I walked away from that several years ago, and God sent me to Upper East Tennessee, and I didn't know much about Upper East Tennessee, but Upper East Tennessee is a mission field in the land of the Appalachia. There's a high level of poverty. We do have people in our region who are well off, but the middle class population is very small. You either got it or you don't. There's a substantial amount of people who don't have. They're struggling to make ends meet. But the third way to get involved, Dwayne, is to volunteer your time, and lastly, give.
All those are important, and we're going to be talking more with Aaron Murphy right after this.